In the silence between wars, most secrets stay buried forever. But there is one intelligence agency whose name alone sends a chill down spines: Mossad. For decades, this undercover organization has operated in silence, carrying out missions that blur the line between justice and assassination. From snatching Nazi war criminals in faraway lands, to tracking terrorists across Europe, to eliminating nuclear scientists in the heart of Tehran, Mossad has built a reputation for being everywhere and nowhere at once. But just how far is Mossad willing to go when survival is on the line? What you're about to see is not fiction. It's the shocking history of covert killings carried out in the name of national security. Stay with us as we step inside Mossad's darkest operations. Mossad, Israel's intelligence service, has long been seen as one of the most ruthless, efficient, and secretive organizations ever to exist. While most intelligence agencies gather secrets, Mossad went further. It has built a legacy not just of espionage, but of targeted killings, operations carried out in silence, yet so daring they almost sound like fiction. The story begins in the aftermath of the Holocaust and the birth of Israel in 1948. Surrounded by hostile neighbors and scarred by genocide, the young nation believed it had little choice but to defend itself by any means necessary. From the very beginning, Mossad's mission was simple: prevent another catastrophe at any cost. For Mossad, assassination was not a tool of last resort, but a weapon of survival. One of the earliest and most audacious operations came in 1960. Adolf Eichmann, the mastermind behind the Holocaust, had disappeared into South America after World War II. For years, Nazi hunters and intelligence services searched for him in vain. Mossad tracked him down in Argentina, hiding under a false identity. What followed was a carefully planned kidnapping. Agents kept a close eye on his home, learned his routines, and struck on a dark street as he walked home from work. Eichmann was drugged, disguised, and smuggled out of the country on an Israeli plane. Weeks later, the world watched in shock as Eichmann stood trial in Jerusalem. It was the beginning of Mossad's global reach, a declaration that there was no corner of the world safe for enemies of Israel. In the early 1960s, Mossad pulled off one of its most delicate intelligence coups, known as Operation Diamond. The target, a Soviet MiG-21 fighter jet, one of the most advanced aircraft of the time, coveted by Israel's military planners. Mossad agents carefully approached an Iraqi pilot, Munir Redfa, and persuaded him to defect, offering safety and a new life in exchange for the jet. In a dramatic flight, Redfa piloted the MiG across enemy lines to Israel, giving the country a technological advantage it desperately needed. The operation was executed without a single shot fired, relying entirely on trust and persuasion. In the silence between wars, the 1972 Munich Olympics made things worse. 11 Israeli athletes were taken hostage by Palestinian terrorists and brutally murdered after a failed rescue operation by German police. The massacre horrified the world, and Mossad demanded more than grief. It demanded vengeance. Operation Wrath of God began. Under direct orders from the Israeli Prime Minister, Mossad unleashed a campaign of targeted killings across Europe and the Middle East. The mission was simple: hunt down every single person connected to the Munich attack, no matter where they were hiding. In Rome, in Paris, in Cyprus, one by one, the orchestrators of Munich fell. But the campaign also exposed the risks of such ruthless tactics. In 1973, in the Norwegian town of Lillehammer, Mossad agents shot and killed a man they believed was Ali Hassan Salameh, one of the key planners of Munich. But it was a mistake. Their victim was an innocent waiter. After this, several Mossad operatives were caught, arrested, and put on trial. Still, Mossad did not relent. By the late 1970s, Salameh was finally assassinated in Beirut when his car was blown up by a remote-controlled bomb. In 1981, Mossad helped pave the way for one of the most shocking preventive strikes in modern history. As Iraq pushed forward with building a nuclear reactor, Mossad launched covert operations to slow the program, tracking scientists, sabotaging supplies, and gathering critical information. That intelligence made it possible for the Israeli Air Force to strike the Osirak reactor, shattering Iraq's nuclear plans. Certainly, here's a revised version of the narration, focusing on the 1988 assassination of Khalil al-Wazir, Abu Jihad, maintaining a factual yet cinematic documentary style. In April 1988, Mossad carried out one of its most audacious operations in Tunis. Khalil al-Wazir, known as Abu Jihad, was the deputy to PLO chairman Yasser Arafat and a key architect of the First Intifada. Israeli intelligence had been tracking him for over a year, mapping his movements and routines. On the night of April 15th, a team of Israelis stormed his villa, killing al-Wazir in front of his wife and children. The operation, codenamed Introductory Lesson, was precisely planned, involving surveillance, false identities, and coordination with Israeli military forces. While Israel did not officially claim responsibility at the time, the operation was widely attributed to Mossad. It wasn't until 2012 that Israel publicly acknowledged its involvement, unveiling the planning, secrecy, and risk that defined the mission. The 21st century brought new enemies and new shadows. One of Mossad's most controversial operations came in 2010, when a high-ranking Hamas commander named Mahmoud al-Mabou was found dead in a luxury Dubai hotel. At first, it looked like a natural death, but Dubai police quickly discovered that he was drugged with a fast-acting muscle relaxant before being suffocated by a team of assassins who arrived and vanished like smoke. Surveillance footage revealed they were disguised as tourists, moving through airports with stolen European and Australian passports. The footage shocked the world, not only for its mind-blowing efficiency, but for the exposure it brought to Mossad's methods. Western governments demanded answers. Israel, as always, neither confirmed nor denied involvement, but few doubted who was behind it. For Mossad, the Dubai assassination was both a triumph and a warning. Its operatives had eliminated a dangerous enemy in the heart of one of the world's most secure cities. But the global backlash was fierce. Diplomatic ties were tense, allies protested, and for the first time in decades, Mossad's covert war was exposed under the glare of international media. In the 2020s, Mossad's operations reached new heights of technological sophistication. Operation Rising Lion, launched in June 2025, marked a major escalation in Israel's covert activities within Iran. For months, Mossad agents had been covertly smuggling drone components into Iran, assembling them near key military installations. These drones were strategically deployed to disable missile launchers and air defense systems, paving the way for the following airstrikes. On June 13th, Israeli commandos and pilots carried out precise strikes on more than 100 sites, including the Natanz and Isfahan nuclear facilities. The operation involved approximately 200 fighter jets and resulted in significant damage to Iran's missile capabilities and the elimination of top military personnel. This campaign marked a significant escalation in Israel's covert activities within Iran, showcasing a new model of hybrid warfare that used advanced technology together with air attacks. Mossad's reputation has grown into something larger than life. For Israel, surrounded by enemies, the very idea that its intelligence service could reach anywhere was a weapon in itself. Fear became part of its armory of drones and technology. But in the end, Mossad's greatest weapon is not the bullet, the bomb, or the poison. It is the knowledge that somewhere, unseen, its agents are watching. For Israel's enemies, there is no safe place. And for the rest of the world, the name Mossad will always evoke a mix of awe, fear, and unsettling fascination. Which Mossad operation shocked you the most, and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this secret world kept you on edge, give us a thumbs up and share it with all your fellow thrill seekers out there. Don't forget to subscribe and join the channel to follow the hunt for more covert secrets.